My name is Tommy Springfield.
And I'm better than you!
And I'm here to bring you the facts.
About time you pencil dick showed up.
Nothing but the facts.
I can't lie!
That's not true. That's a lie.
You are a liar!
No, I'm not.
He's lying! You lie! Liar!
How you use them, how you stack them, how you twist them to fit your narrative, that's on you. But if you like how I do it, hit that like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, click all, so you can get notifications every time I do one of these videos. But before we get into today's video, please, I like to think of myself as a superhero, but the ghetto version, like Batman, but I'm that man. I live in a that cave, I drive a that mobile, and I'm still that nigga. So today's story is coming out of Hartford, Connecticut. A mother and her 4-month-old baby was shot and killed. Ain't enough talking I can do, so let's get into the story.
Police continue to investigate a triple shooting that took the lives of a mother and her 4-month-old baby. Also left one man in a hospital. News 8's Brittany Taylor live outside of the Hartford Police Department this morning with the very latest on the investigation. Brittany, good morning.
Good morning, Keith. And police are still looking for the person responsible for pulling the trigger. But in the meantime, police have identified that young mother and baby who lost their lives in this shooting. 20-year-old Jessiah Mercado is the mother and Messiah Diaz is the 4-month-old baby. Both of them are from Springfield. The shooting happened just before 3 p.m. Tuesday in broad daylight on New Britain Avenue. Police say one car pulled up alongside another and shot the mom and the infant and the passenger before taking off. Police are currently reviewing a number of security cameras in the area. They're also speaking to witnesses to get additional information.
There are some, so we'll be looking at those, and we have looked at some. So we have a pretty good idea of what we think happened. We're just trying to confirm that.
Meanwhile, an incomprehensible loss for the family and friends of the young mother and her baby who flooded the Hartford Hospital emergency room last night. Emotions were high. We saw a lot of tears, long hugs, and even screams. And a third person was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. If you have any information about this investigation, any dash cam or surveillance video, you are being asked to contact Hartford Police. Live in Hartford this morning, Brittany Taylor, News 8.
So as you can see and as you can hear, in Hartford, Connecticut, someone pulled up and shot a female and her 4-month-old kid. That's heartless, that's crazy, and honestly, bro, you deserve to be put under the jail. But as we move on, they done found a suspect. We got more information, and let's get into that story right now.
All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. I want to first offer my condolences to the family of Jessiah and Messiah, a mother who lost her life yesterday along with her 4-month-old child. Each one of these officers back here have been in law enforcement for a long time, and there are some events, some cases, some incidents that follow you throughout your life. And I can tell you now, this will be one of those incidents. This is a sad day for us in the city of Hartford. This team here has worked hard to find out what happened and to identify a suspect. They have worked tirelessly, the people you see behind me. Within the last 24 hours, they have sifted through evidence, they have gone through video, they have taken witness statements, they have done so much. Why? Because they're professionals, but this also hit deep. I'm sure you all can understand that. This has hit the citizens of Hartford, the mothers and fathers, the grandparents. It has hit us all. So where are we at? Because of this team, we have secured a search warrant, arrest warrant, that is, for an individual that I'm going to ask the public to help us locate. I'm going to say this. Do not approach this individual. He is to be considered armed and dangerous. You are to contact 911 if you see this individual. Lieutenant Boisvert will give you the particulars on what he may be driving and some other particulars. But the individual's name is Lance Morales, born 6/16/2001. This individual is 23 years old. He is wanted for multiple charges with a $3 million bond. I want to say this. So his AKA also is Macho. That's his AKA. So I want to talk to Lance right now. Lance, you have no other option but to hand yourself in to the Hartford Police Department for the horrific crimes that you have done. You see, this hit the heart of Hartford. You have taken the lives of an infant and his mother. We do not tolerate that in this city. After this press conference, Lance, I want you to pick up the phone and hand yourself into this department.
I gotta stop it here, cause this is where I laugh, and I guess when you get older, you understand these things. And no, I'm not laughing at the incident, but in the black communities, in the Lat communities, and even in the white communities, we got this thing where we say, "Oh, no snitching, no telling." So you think people should help this kid hide out? You think his mama should feed him tonight? You think his baby mama should want something to do with him? You think his kid should want something to do with him? You think if nobody see him, they shouldn't tell? He killed a female and her 4-month-old baby. This is where I laugh at the black community and all the other communities. I'm like, yo, we don't do no snitching. Bullshit. Whoever know where this nigga at, better tell. If you seen this nigga 10 minutes ago, you better tell. He killed a woman and a 4-month-old child. That's what I'm talking about. That part.
Because if you do not, I promise you, and I make good on my promises, that you will be apprehended, and I will use all resources to apprehend you. State, federal, and all the partners that I have.
One more thing. If the black community, the Latin communities, or whatever community, if you're gonna have the no snitching policy when shit like this happen, that suspect need to be caught by the hood, and either he don't make it, you know what I mean, or he needs to be hog-tied and delivered to the nearest police precinct. And then I will respect your no snitching policy. Why? Because this is horrific. This is unexcusable. He killed a 4-month-old child. If you want to say fuck the girl, okay, fuck the girl. He shot a 4-month-old, so he shouldn't be alive by the end of this press conference, or he should be hog-tied and dropped off at the police station. Or let's stop the no snitching policy because it's stupid. If we protecting this, it's stupid.
You have that promise from me. With that said, I'm going to turn it over to Lieutenant Boisvert, who will give you the particulars of the vehicle that he's driving, and the access to many other vehicles that he has. This incident
Now, they say he has access to many other vehicles. I hope these are vehicles that he owned that's in his name, because anybody caught helping this dude should get life in prison just to start that part.
It's a personal dispute that ended up in Hartford and resulted in the death of 2 individuals. We will not tolerate that in this city. We just won't. So this is Lieutenant Boisert.
Thank you, Chief. Just to recap for everybody, last night at 2:47 p.m., afternoon rather, Hartford police officers dispatched to Hartford Hospital on a report of multiple victims being arrived in a vehicle suffering from gunshot wounds. 20-year-old Jessiah Mercado and her 4-month-old son, Messiah, pronounced deceased shortly thereafter at the hospital. The third victim was a male in his 20s suffering from non-life-threatening gunshot wound. The fourth individual in the vehicle, a driver, was uninjured. Patrol officers were able to locate and secure a scene in the area of 380 New Britain Avenue, which consisted of multiple shell casings. Video evidence was recovered that confirmed the victim's car was at the crime scene prior to arrival at the hospital. While reviewing the recovered video, it was observed that the suspect vehicle pulled alongside the victim's vehicle and opened fire. Suspect vehicle then fled the scene. Driver of the victim's vehicle drove to Hartford Hospital. Detectives from Major Crimes Division and Crime Scene Division responded and began an immediate investigation. As the night went on, detectives were able to develop suspect. Detectives worked quickly, were able to gather enough information to develop probable cause for an arrest warrant. That warrant was signed this morning by a judge. This is our suspect. Okay, I'm going to send everyone a copy of this in your email. Lance Morales, date of birth June 16th, 2001, 23 years old. Last known address in Waterbury, Connecticut. Goes by the name of Macho as well. In the warrant, he is charged with criminal possession of a firearm, assault first, criminal attempt to commit assault first, 2 counts of murder, and murder with special circumstances. As the chief mentioned, he has a judge-set bond of $3 million. He was last seen driving a white Infinity Q70 bearing Massachusetts marker plate 3NEB35. We do believe that's a misused marker plate. We believe he has access to several vehicles. As the chief mentioned, we are advising the public to call 911. If you see him, do not approach him. He's considered armed and extremely dangerous. This is a fully extraditable warrant. I would also like to acknowledge the hard work that went into this case. All the detectives behind me, the initial patrol response, these guys have been here around the clock since this happened, and they got it done. Also, we got some information from the public that was very helpful as well, and we got it done. With that, this is still an active investigation. There are still questions we have ourselves, but I'd be happy to take some questions.
Can you describe a little bit more about the dispute that led up to this? What was the nature of it? Where did it begin?
So, the motive, what we believe at this point, is a dispute over a vehicle. A vehicle.
Where did that begin?
That began, again, partly in Hartford, partly in Waterbury, Connecticut.
What
Okay.
is the relationship between the suspect and the victims?
Acquaintances.
Is it a possibility that the suspect has left the state?
We're looking into that again. We are actively trying to find his whereabouts. So everything is on the table.
Were the victims intended to begin?
We believe they were, yes.
What other police agencies are you working with?
Multiple. Okay, I'll leave it at that.
Does he have a previous criminal record?
He does. You can find that the same way anybody else can find it right on the website. He does have a criminal record.
I ain't gonna make y'all listen to no more of that. But as you can see, that young man there, let's see if we can get his picture back up. This young man right here is wanted for killing a mother and her 4-month-old child. Hartford, Connecticut, Waterbury, Springfield area. Not sure where he's at, but they say he's armed and dangerous, and that's what the world is coming to. And I hope our communities understand we have to do better, you know? Is our no snitch policy covering dudes like this? And like I said, if black communities and Latin communities and whatever communities want to have a no snitching policy, when guys commit crimes like this, either they don't make it, and you know what I'm saying, or they gotta be turned into the police station hog-tied. Like, here, we ain't part of that. We do our hustling, we get our money, but we ain't part of that. We ain't part of killing 4-month-olds, 4-month-olds babies. We're not part of that. But if you like the videos I do over here, click that like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, click all so you can get notifications every time I drop one of these videos. And if you out here one of these haters and you supporting this guy and you helping him hide out, please cut the shit. That part.